Let's begin with World Athletics news now. The second part of an explosive report into allegations of systematic doping, corruption and bribery at the highest levels of international athletics will be released today. That's by the Independent Commission of the World Anti-Doping Agency. The second report, which is understood to include shocking revelations of endemic corruption within IAAF and leading athletics federations other than Russia, such as track powerhouse Kenya, will likely make or break the nascent reign of newly installed President Sebastian Coe. Since the release of the first report, the IAAF has banned 5 former officials, while its former president, Lamine Diack, has been arrested in France on corruption charges. Former WADA President Dick Pound has warned that the evidence of corruption unearthed in the report is even more shocking than the scandal plaguing world football's governing body, FIFA. Well, as the world awaits the contents of that report, a section of elite Kenyan athletes remain optimistic that the report will not disrupt their preparations for the Rio Olympics. It was business as usual in Kenya's high-altitude training area, the Rift Valley town of Iten, as runners hit the ground running ahead of the outdoor season, oblivious of the consequences of the report, which could reveal the state of doping in the East African nation. But they are optimistic Kenya will not go the Russian way and potentially miss out on competing in August's Olympic Games in Rio. There are fears that Kenya could be sanctioned by the IAAF, especially after top officials of Athletics Kenya were suspended for corruption and doping cover-up allegations in December.
I don't think Kenya will be banned. That's my belief now, because I don't think, and of course I'm hoping, that doping is not systematic in Kenya. You know, there's no evidence that I can see that the federation or the government or anybody were systematically involved in it or promoted it. I certainly hope that the report will clarify for us, particularly on the ground, what's really going on or what actually went on. I'm hoping for clarification. In that sense, then we can probably deal with the issue. Then we know what we're talking about.
Now, meanwhile, ahead of the release of that second report on doping by the World Anti-Doping Agency, the president of the World Athletics governing body, Sebastian Coe, says the IAAF will sanction countries that will be found culpable of anti-doping rules violations.
There may be other countries that are mentioned, and if there are, we will meet that challenge. And we know that a disproportionate amount of damage that is being done and has been done to the sport is by a relatively few number of countries. That doesn't give me particular comfort, but what I can say is that if there are nations out there that really do not have the will to make these changes, and it's not about resources, then we will sanction. If it is about resources or logistics, then we will partner with WADA, and I've had these conversations already to make sure that we can help them implement national systems that create confidence.